What is up, you guys? Welcome back if you're the second time attendee. If not, you guys, welcome. This is day 2 of the Deco Exchange training. We are talking all about getting started selling online. If you missed the call last night, we talked all about Etsy and setting up your Etsy shop and some Etsy myths. Tonight, we're going to be talking all about social media. So Damon will be talking about Facebook, Marissa will be talking about Instagram and TikTok, and then Christine will be talking about Pinterest, which are all really great tools to promote yourself, but also promote things like your Etsy shop. So you guys, if you've never heard of Deco Exchange, we are a multi-7-figure craft business. We started out making wreaths. We sold wreaths in craft fairs. We sold wreaths on Etsy. We have what, D, 15,000 sales on Etsy. Kali has 35,000. Kali, I don't even remember what's the number.
28,000.
28,000. So y'all, we've been kind of running the game for a little while, everything from craft shows all the way to selling online. So we wanted to share some of that knowledge with you guys and kind of let you know some things that have worked for us in the past and kind of dispel any fear or confusion that is associated with selling online. So with all that said, you guys, I will let Damon take over, introduce himself, and we'll get started talking about Facebook, you guys.
All right, y'all. So I am going to give you guys a little bit of Facebook strategy. So let's see. All right, so Facebook strategy. Just trying to get a few things open for y'all. All right. So Parker did a pretty good introduction. Myths and facts. Y'all, the biggest myth is that Facebook is dead. Y'all, it's not true. And I'll share our insights with you. So in the last 30 days, we've had 6.5 million minutes viewed on Facebook. 132,000 engaged, 16,000 new followers. If we scroll down here, we can see all kinds of things. If you don't know about Creator Studio, let's just go to the regular Facebook real quick. We'll get some basic insights here. So we've reached 4.8 million people in the last 28 days, and 1.2 million people have either commented, liked, or shared our post. Y'all, that's pretty good for Facebook being dead, right? So how do we make that happen? Number one, whenever you post on your business page, make sure that you're posting comments to get people to react to you. So you can't just say, listed in my shop. You can't just say, go here. You have to post something that is going to intrigue them and make them ask questions. So literally the first question here is, do y'all know we're giving away a tutorial? All right. 1,200 engagements. We post videos, but even with our videos, we post some type of question to make people interact with us. Now, look at the difference on this one. I didn't ask a question. I just made a statement and I posted a picture. Half the engagement. So another thing to make sure that you try not to do is try not to send people off of Facebook. So whenever you're making a post, go ahead and create the post. You can go grab one of your Etsy listings. So I'm going to put this one on the computer. So make sure you upload that photo to Facebook. Then say, when do you start decorating for Christmas? Y'all, you can even make it very specific and tell them what you want them to do, right? So who's decorated for Christmas already? Who's decorated for Halloween? When do you decorate for Christmas? Is it the day before Thanksgiving or the day after? Be very specific and make them talk to you. Now, if you have a small page and you're not spending any ad revenue, never put a link in your actual post right here. Whenever you do that, Facebook sees that you're trying to take people off of Facebook and they're going to show your post to less people. Check out this simple thin wreath ready for your front door. Link in comments, right? So I'm going to go ahead and post it. Then I'm going to go back to Etsy and grab the link to that wreath. And put it there. Now, I do have a simple rule to follow. So if I make this post and it gets really good engagement, after 24 hours, I would go in here and edit the post and put the link back in the top. But only after Facebook realizes that that content is good, that the post is good, and that it's not a terrible thing that's making people freak out. Now, another thing that we hear all the time is, can we just do this on our personal page? Y'all, doing it on your personal page is going to get your Facebook page shut down. It'll get you kicked off Facebook, all the things. It is against Facebook terms of service. Also, we hear a lot of private Facebook groups. Y'all, why do you want to build a business behind a wall? Think about it. No one can see your stuff now, and now you want to build a wall and put your business behind it. Groups are private. It takes a lot more effort for them to get into your group. Now, I like to have a private Facebook group that I invite my customers to join, but not a private Facebook group up front and in front of people. So do your business on your business page, and then invite those people into the private group. A few reasons why. There's no real statistics in Facebook groups yet, and there's no way to retarget those customers yet. So you can do a whole lot of effort to build a group, and then a handful of people report the group as having bad content, and the group stops getting showed to anyone. And you can't retarget those people. You can't run ads to those people. You post in the group and no one sees it. So do a business page, post some engaging posts. Don't make it harder than it is, and realize that it's going to take a little bit of time. Those first 1,000 people are going to be the hardest people for you to get, and they should be, because Facebook is just a machine, and Facebook is learning who's going to interact with your page. Once Facebook learns those first 1,000 people, your page will grow relatively quickly after that, because Facebook's going to know who to show your page to. Parker, anything to add on that?
No, I think a couple important things happen there that if you guys are kind of new, you might not have caught. Damon copied and saved the picture from Etsy. So don't post the link to Etsy and let it auto-generate the photo for you. Facebook kind of has a hierarchy of things that it likes. And you uploading a photo to Facebook is up there on the list, followed by a video, and then followed by live video most of the time. So if you guys post the link, try to upload a photo instead of letting it up, like create a photo for you.
So I can show them. Okay, so here's the 3 ways that happens, right? So number 1 is you just grab that link like this, copy, create post, post. That's the absolute worst thing you can do on Facebook, because here's a link and now your picture is a link. That's like a double slap in Facebook's face. Y'all, I said it last night, I'll say it again. Facebook is that jealous partner that if it even thinks you're looking away, it gets mad and doesn't want to show that content to anyone. So if you want to include your link, at least remember to delete this one and upload your photo first. So now it's okay, not my preference. It'll work and it may get a little bit of reach, but it's not going to get nearly as much reach as just the photo and a really good question. You still have to add a question. Don't get me wrong.
So y'all, while he's doing that, I had two other things that I wanted to mention. Yep. The first thing was about groups. So I think groups are fantastic. Groups are very, very useful. But if you want to run a successful business online, we highly recommend you create a Facebook business page. So that those first few minutes of Damon talking and showing his screen and doing all of that, he was showing you it's what's called analytics, which is all the data. We could have talked for 3 hours about just the data, probably more. But the important part to know is if you don't have a Facebook business page, you don't have access to that data. As you continue to grow your business, data becomes the sole mind, body, and soul of your business. That's the best way I can explain it. The more data you have, the more money you're going to make. It's a formula at that point. So do yourself a favor and start a business page if you guys don't have one already. If you don't know how, or you don't know how to start, just Google it, you guys. We wanted to cover some more. We want to cover more about strategy than about tutorials on these types of calls, because there's plenty of YouTube videos out there that you can follow how to create a business page.
You can't get it wrong, y'all. Up here in the top right, there's a plus sign. Press it and click create a page. And then it literally walks you through step by step what to do.
And an important thing here is you can go back and change 99% of this stuff.
Yeah.
So don't feel like it's some huge decision or you're getting married to the Facebook page. You can change it. The last thing I was going to mention is personal profile. So Damon mentioned your Facebook page can get shut down. That's for selling from your personal profile. That does not mean you cannot leverage your personal profile. You can post the stuff that you make. You can talk about the stuff that you make. You cannot make sales. But if you post a picture of that wreath, instead of trying to sell it, just, hey guys, check out what I made today. I guarantee you someone's going to be like, where can I get that? How much is it? They'll ask you leading questions, and then you hit them with a private message and say, hey, you can check this out here. Or you can send them to your business page and say, hey, like my page if you like this stuff. And that's going to tell Facebook people like that person want to follow you. It really just helps out.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would go back to my business page, find the post that I created on my page, and then one little tricky thing now is this little dot right here. You have to click on that and change it to your personal name now. Used to, y'all, you could just press share and then select anything that you're a member of. But now if I don't change it, it's going to just share to stuff Deco Exchange is associated with. So it'll share to any group that Deco Exchange is an admin of, or any page Deco Exchange is a member of. So if we change that little drop down first to be me, now I can share it to my wall. I can write a post. Check out this free wreath tutorial we are sharing over on Deco Exchange. Include original post. And that, okay, I just set business information to my personal wall, but Deco Exchange is still in charge of any transaction. So that is not against terms of service. If I just took that same post and added it as a regular post on Deco on my page. So if I just copy this, and did this, that would be against terms of service. Y'all, the last thing you want to do is get your page shut down over an error like that. Now, if you really want to get some momentum on Facebook, video is still king, y'all. Video is king, but create video that talks to your customers. So my customers now are 90% majority wreath makers. So for me, it makes sense to go live making a wreath as often as possible. If you think about who your perfect customer is, my perfect customer that's going to buy an actual wreath doesn't have a lot of spare time. They are busy entrepreneurs, busy moms. They want a beautiful home, but they don't want to do the work to get it done. They want it to just show up on their front porch and they hang it up. Do you think that person is sitting on Facebook for an hour watching me make a wreath? They're not, y'all. It's a different audience. So if I was still trying to sell that completed wreath to a customer, I would be doing some like quick 5-10 minute hacks on my Facebook business page, talking to that person, right? How can you make a mom feel good about being a busy entrepreneur? How can she have a house ready for guests? And how can the front of her house look like a Pinterest mom? And she not actually do all those things. And she now gets home and feels good about working all day and having something sitting in a crock pot that she didn't actually slave over, right? So it's about that guilt-free talking to that person that you want to talk to. Marissa sells one of Marissa's businesses, makeup, right? So it makes sense for Marissa to sit on a Facebook Live and do makeup. She talks about how well it is, how well it does. Marissa also sells unfinished tumblers. So she does a lot of videos walking through her garage, showing off all the new inventory. Kali sells wreath supplies. So she does a lot of videos doing wreath supplies. Now, y'all, don't get me wrong. We still sometimes sell the finished product on that video. But usually that purchase comes from someone who is a fan, at least for me, and they just want to get their hands on something that Deco Exchange or Damon touched and created. They're not that random purchase off the internet.
Y'all, long story short, whenever you create any kind of content, you want that content to solve the problem of the person you want to buy your stuff, period. If your content doesn't scream, I'm solving a problem for you, you miss the point. Whether that be a funny meme, a recipe, a finished product, you want to solve the problem for that customer.
Yeah.
And that's true. That's true. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, it doesn't matter. That's business 101. So no matter where you guys are trying to sell your stuff, solve the problem of your customer and they will sell, they will buy whatever you're selling.
All right, so that is the basic down and dirty strategy for Facebook. Y'all, no links, engaging questions, and make sure that you're doing some type of video content, whether it's live or recorded. Christine, anything to add to Facebook?
No, I think you covered everything. Yeah.
Clee?
What about maybe give them a little guidance on consistency?
Okay, so y'all, Facebook is a machine. So consistency and letting Facebook learn your pattern is extremely important. It also helps your audience whenever they learn your pattern. So whenever I first started doing Facebook Lives, I made sure I was live at the same time, 7 p.m. on the same day every week, so that Facebook was ready for it, and so was our audience. Same thing with posting. We would post every day at 6 a.m., at 10 a.m., at 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. And then I would do one random post while laying in bed at night, because when are people scrolling on the Facebook? right? Before they fall asleep. Marissa, anything to add on Facebook?
No, I think you're good. People are asking if live is as good as recorded. And you said that, but.
So live is always going to be better. Then recorded is going to be after that. And then resharing live videos, not quite as good. So y'all, Facebook changed their algorithm late or early last year again. And they said they want Facebook to be personal again. So sharing stuff to your business page is going to have less reach now. So if you're sharing content, you should share it to your personal page, and that's how you get other people to see it.
I have one more thing to add
Yep.
before we move on to Facebook. I see a bunch of people in the questions saying, they've posted open-ended questions and they've done these things and nothing happened. My suggestion to you guys is really listen to what Damon just said and ask yourself truly if you've been posting consistently and if you've been showing up for your people and if you've been solving their problem. Okay? If you post consistently, it's one of those things. If you build it, they will come, but you have to work your you-know-what off every day and do the same thing and beat your head against that wall until you finally break through. It doesn't happen overnight. You can post exactly what Damon posted and copy it word for word, and chances are it won't work immediately. It takes time. It takes consistency.
Also, your open-ended questions need to not be so open-ended, and make sure you have a direction and a point and have the answer before you post it. Make sure whoever does respond that you're replying back to. At least the first 10, you should be having a conversation with those people.
Marissa, is it Marissa's turn or who's up next?
Marissa is going to go. No, Christine's going to go next, right?
Yeah.
But one thing real quick. So Jan said that I tend to get more response when I talk about my kids, grandkids, or pets. Jan, think about your perfect customer. Is that perfect customer someone who has kids, grandkids, and pets? Y'all, think about this. You want to make your social media a place where people hang out. Do you just go hang out in a shoe store, or do you go buy shoes when you need shoes? Right? Like you have to have that in your head that today I'm going to go get some shoes. Or you have to randomly pass by it and see some shoes that you want. The internet's the same way. So for us, we built Deco Exchange to be a place for wreath makers to hang out. And they know every day that they need to go check that page because something is posted that's going to be funny. There's some new material that's posted that they can learn from, or there is something there for them to do. We did not want to create a place where they only went there when they wanted a wreath or a new roll of ribbon. We wanted to build a community. So keep that in mind as you're doing things, right? So that busy mom who's buying your expensive jewelry, maybe she needs some recipes for after work, right? So how can she feel good about herself? How can she feel good that everything is accomplished and she has time to sit at the computer and engage with your page? All right, Christine.
Well, hello, everybody.
Tell them a little bit about you and your success on your platform or for other people.
So I'm Christine Jerry, and I run the Virtual Collab, and we actually support businesses with their online marketing and content management. So we've done, like, Pinterest is by far our favorite platform overall, just because when you're first starting out, it's not about community in this sense. You get to build that on Facebook, and that back and forth engagement, that's all like what Facebook is about. But on Pinterest, you have access to over 400 million users right off the bat signing up. So that's something you don't take lightly, right? You suddenly have access to all these people. So Pinterest is like the encyclopedia online for doers. So they're going to go there to look for something they're going to do in the next 40 to 45 days or 30 to 45 days. Like it is 85% of Pinterest users or female Pinterest users plan their life's moments around a search they're going to do. So you figure if that's a huge conversion as far as the amount of women on that platform. So you not only have the, I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to share my screen. So I did see, am I on the right screen?
We see the Deco Exchange Pinterest.
Okay, perfect. Right off the bat, like you're going to see that there is a shop option. I did see a question about, can you sell on Pinterest? You can. You can integrate your products, product line onto Pinterest by uploading your, a sheet of your products. And then also your saving option. Yesterday, we had a question about how to pin. So before we get to the pinning, I want you guys to know all that SEO work you do on your Etsy stores and your listings is just as important here, because what you'll notice is Pinterest is more of a search engine than it is a social media platform. And because of that, I think that's why you can build Pinterest concurrently with Facebook. And all it takes is 10 to 15 pins a day for you to start growing that platform. So when we take a look at it, I want you to start looking here for some helpful keywords that you can use, not only when you start pinning stuff on Pinterest, but also on your Etsy listings, because they will help too. So let's say we were, we just put Christmas gifts, because that's coming up. In your descriptions, if it fits that appropriate topic, you can add Christmas, the perfect Christmas gifts for boyfriends. Ideal Christmas gift for coworkers. Use all this information because Pinterest has done the work for you. And they've already categorized the top things people are looking for because that's what pops up first. So that's, as far as staging it, I would say come here, use this to help you build better descriptions and titles for your listings. And then next, making sure that your profile description is clear too. Your boards are like kind of your library for everybody. Like I said, you want to be the encyclopedia for doers. So you'll have a brand board and then all the relevant boards you need to frame your business as the expert on whatever it is you're selling. So clearly in this one, we have wreath boards and we have various seasonal boards that all point to that kind of holiday decor. Why is Pinterest so powerful? It's like, I'm going to tell you this much. I believe it's Google's favorite social media platform. And the reason why is when you do a Google search, I pulled up bee wreaths, for example. Right here, that first section, those are images, right? But they're pulled, some of them, from Pinterest. So that how to make wreaths pin is right here. It's here, and we have another one here. So, right, I mean, we already have that top section where we've already ranked for. Now, if I went back and took a look at the search engine results, then it's prioritized that post. So Pinterest, look, we have Pinterest again, all these Pinterest ones. And then it's just amazing to me. Like if you really incorporated Pinterest in your social media strategy, then a promotional strategy, then it's right there. Like it's proof that Google prioritizes Pinterest over Facebook, over Instagram, over TikTok, because Pinterest is so search engine based. It mirrors Google's strategy. When it comes to analytics, I know I'm not going to dive too deep, but I want to show you what the potential is. So I'm usually super geeky about analytics. I'm going to do the best I can to just stay on track. So the potential for pinning on Pinterest. So let's come here. So Deco Exchange has 36,000 followers. However, that doesn't even begin to explain the power that they have by just consistently pinning. So as you can see, in a 30-day period, that's over 6 million impressions. Their pins showed up on a feed that many times. And out of that, they had 292,000 engagements. That's huge on Pinterest because most people just pin, whereas engagements include pin, like they pin it to their own boards, or they comment on it, or they share it on another platform, or they save it. So there's different ways engagement occurs. So you want this number always to be healthy for it's an indicator how healthy your account is. And then, like I said, I'll do my best to keep it nice and sweet. But what does that truly mean for your business, right? Great, people are pinning stuff, but what does that mean for me? If this is any indicator what your Etsy shop might look like, that brought almost 28,000 people just in a 30-day period from Pinterest. So if you could only imagine bringing 28,000 fresh eyeballs to your store, what would that mean for your conversions and your sales? They might not necessarily buy the thing they clicked over to see, but what if they find a whole bunch of other things? So I'm going to jump right in and pin a Etsy listing.
Christine, does it still show the sales that we made off Pinterest?
It doesn't anymore because I pulled the tag off for other reasons.
Really?
Let's see. Okay. So we're going to take this. You can click on any of your listings. I want you guys to see how many. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different images in this listing. That's how initially right off the bat, that means I have 6 pins, right? I can pin that 6 times. Key is one way is can I share it right off? I know you guys mentioned that you can share directly off.
Scroll up.
Scroll up.
Do you have the Pinterest button on your page?
I do. So I use this one normally. So in order to get this to pop up, you guys are going to come over to your browser. If you're using Chrome, just click Chrome Store. Enter. It's right here, Chrome Web Store. You're going to put Pinterest. And right here, this Pinterest Save button is what I use in my browser. So yours will probably say add to Chrome. Since I already have it added on my end, mine says remove, but yours will say add. So then it pops up the ability to pin off of any site, really. So even if you don't have an Etsy shop, if you have a Shopify store, if you have a store somewhere else, by all means, this is the best way to pin. So right here, you'll see that save button. I'm going to click it. And now I can pin that anywhere on my account. So normally we start off with our brand board. Our brand board is just exactly what it sounds like.
Hey, Christine, can you mention that if they look through those resources that we provided, they actually can see how to create their account?
Yes.
There's a lot of questions about, do they need a Pinterest business account? How do they get one? All those things.
Yes, so in the resources, we actually made some fun PDFs for you guys that you can use later. And it shows you exactly how to set up your business Pinterest account. And you really want that because you're gonna want these analytics. This is what helps you determine is your pinning working? So we're gonna come here. And that's what I showed you earlier, is it gives you this information. And then also it helps you determine your demographics, really, because it gives you all that information right there. See all these events planning interests. This will help you determine how to form your descriptions and tags and whatnot, because now you know exactly what they're trying to solve with this. What event are they trying to plan for? So let's, did I end up saving that? I think I did. So just in case, I'll walk through it again. So then you just pick the board that you want to put it on. And then click save. And I would, just real quick tip, I wouldn't do these all at one time because it's going to be the same link on Pinterest back to back to back. And you don't want to come off as a spammer. So just do this one time, pick one image, pin it, wait a few days, come back, pick a different image, and then pin it to a different board. So just kind of space it out a bit because you don't want to start coming off as a spammer on your Pinterest account. But that's about it. There's, like I said, the resources provided, it helps you understand how to build out your boards and the importance of your Pinterest business account and shows you exactly how to set it up. Let's see.
So a little bit of strategy. Should people still share a ton of other people's pins and repins and all of that duplicate content still?
So before that was the method, right? We would do 50% ours and 50% others. But now with the different changes, you definitely want to share majority of yours. So in this case, Deco Exchange has their own website. So we pin 80% from the website and the other 20% comes from their Etsy store. So even though they're two different sites, they're 100% their property. So if you have both, awesome. You can pin from your website and your Etsy store. But if you're just starting off, by all means, pin from your Etsy store. Like get those images out there and the link to your product out there. And if you want to add other people's content, you can still pin, but just keep it down to, like, if you're pinning 10 pins a day, make sure 8 pins are yours and 2 pins are somebody else's. And make sure that your images are always just fresh, as far as you're not reusing the same images over and over, and you're not pinning the same image with the same link to the same board over and over as well. You want to keep those very spread out because you don't want the same board to have the same images all the time.
So Christine, stop me if I'm wrong here. For you guys just getting started on Pinterest, you can't mess it up beyond repair.
Right.
You can always go back and fix everything. So my suggestion to all you guys just starting out, maybe you've never pinned before, maybe you don't even have a Pinterest account, sign up and get started. Go to your Etsy shop and just save one thing a day. Make it a daily goal and just post one thing a day. Post a random different item in your shop. But as you do this stuff, try to learn all the different things that are going on. A lot of people were asking in the comments about SEO. Christine, was all that about Pinterest good? You happy with that?
Yeah.
Like, don't be scared, you guys. All of the stuff we're talking about, all of the stuff in business, 90% of the time, you can't mess it up beyond repair. You can't F it up that bad, you guys. So just get out there and try and learn, and things will come, okay? Moving on, SEO is called search engine optimization. Whenever you go onto Google, on Facebook, on anywhere that has a search bar, when you type something in and that search bar gives you results, that's SEO at work. There's this thing in the background that's occurring that's basically taking the search that you made and giving you results that you're looking for. That magic black box in the middle is SEO. You want to use good SEO and good keywords, so when customer searches for an item, your item is the result. So anytime we reference SEO, we talked about it a ton last night. Christine's going to talk about it in Pinterest, or she did talk about it in Pinterest. It's at work all of the place. So once you start learning keywords and what's hot and what's trending, you're really going to nail down SEO. So pay attention to how people search and how you search when you're looking for something, because it will help you out in the long run. I didn't mean to wrap that up, Christine, but I'm wrapping that up. Marissa, you want to take the next one?
Yeah. Hi. Okay, we're going to talk about Instagram and TikTok and that part of social media. So I'm going to do Instagram first because in my opinion, if you need to pick a social media, if you're just starting out, I always recommend picking Facebook or Instagram, whichever one you prefer, whichever one you like better, whichever one you're going to use. Choose one of those and start there. And then as you feel, proficient and that you've mastered that, then add another one in. So if you're brand new starting out, I would not say, oh, the only social media you should be on is TikTok. That's actually would be my last choice. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But starting out with Instagram, who is it for? It is a generally younger demographic than some of the other social medias. TikTok is the youngest. So usually people are between 18 and 35. That is the broadest, that's like 56% of Instagram. And the hottest things on Instagram right now, which across platforms it matters too, is savable and shareable content. So when you go to create content, whether it's on Instagram or TikTok, your whole focus should be, like Damon talked about, who are you serving? What problem are you solving? What is your niche or niche, however you want to say it? And what can you create that they are going to either want to save and look at later, or what they are going to want to share with somebody else, because that is how you are getting found and getting seen in the algorithm of Instagram, is by people sharing your content and by people saving. When somebody saves one of your posts on Instagram, I call it like a super, super, super like. It tells the algorithm, oh, wow, her stuff is really important. We should show it to more people. So the more content you can create that people want to share or save, the better. And you can tell them that, right? Like if you're doing a recipe or a how-to, you can literally say, save this, try this weekend, save it and let me know how it went. Tell them what you want them to do. And that will help with your engagement and call to actions, is by telling your followers, telling your customers exactly what you want them to do with the information that you are giving them. So for those of you who have been on Instagram, you know that Reels is relatively brand new, and it is the hottest thing on Instagram right now. And because of that, Instagram is weighing it much heavier in the algorithm. So I am telling everybody, do Reels every day, as much as you can. And before everybody freaks out, they can be so simple, 15 seconds. It does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be, professionally lighted or any of that. But showing Instagram, hey, you brought this new thing to the table and I'm using it. Instagram is going to basically boost you in the algorithm and show your content to more people. So Reels are very hot and important right now, and stories. Stories are have become the lifeblood of most businesses, because they're getting to see that behind the scene community, family interaction that Instagram did not really have. Facebook kills it at that, right? Like Facebook has groups. Facebook has the ability to post and share all of this stuff and engage in a different way than Instagram. Instagram has always been a very heavily aesthetic social media platform. But now with stories, they can get to know you. They can see, how do you package your items? How do you ship them? What does your setup look like? Are you working out of a bedroom? Did you convert an extra closet into your office space? Like, they want to see that. They want to know you. Strangers on the internet are not just going to usually just give you your money if they don't know you, especially as a small shop, right? But we have Deco Exchange. They have the clout. People know them. People know they're trustworthy, and people know, okay, all these other people use them. They're good to go. But when you're starting out as a small shop and you don't have that clout, you have to earn people's trust. And a huge way to do that is through social media. I don't know about you guys, but one of the first things I do when I hear about a new business, a new restaurant, anything like that, I will literally go search their social media to check them out, see what they do. Do they engage with their people? Are they doing Reels? Are they doing stories? Things of that nature. So Reels and stories, shareable, savable content is going to be your biggest strategy on Instagram. And again, stories are literally real life behind the scenes. Most of my stories, I have no makeup on. I sometimes don't have shoes on. Like, it doesn't matter. It's your behind the scenes real life of your business versus your grid on Instagram. That needs to be aesthetically pleasing. So some people, that they get stressed out when I say that, and they think, oh, I have to do all this work or spend all this money. And that's not the case. What I mean by that is, when something is aesthetically pleasing. So using your best pictures, right? They talked about taking your best pictures on Etsy yesterday, taking your best pictures, posting those to your grid, which your grid is your home of your Instagram. And in the free resources, I talk a lot more about how to find your analytics and posting and things of that nature. But your grid is the only part that really needs to be aesthetically pleasing. The rest of your Instagram, your reels and your stories can be just behind the scenes as it is. Let me check my notes. Hashtags, I wanted to go over that really quickly. I know we're running out of time, but hashtags, a lot of people think, oh, hashtags are the end all be all of your social media, and they're not. Hashtags are literally a way to get seen. You have to then do the call to action. You have to then engage the stranger on the internet. Hashtags are the opportunity. Think of them like little mini Google searches. They are a way for somebody to see your stuff, but then your copy, your content, your call to action is going to be what's most important. I saw people talking about open-ended questions on Instagram and TikTok. I always tell people, if you're writing a question, call to action, it should be so easy they don't even have to think about it. Like before they've even finished reading your caption, they have an answer, because the longer that they have to think about the answer to your question, the faster you're going to lose them. So I like to personally I call it a lot of people call it this like a QCQ, a question, comment, question. And so I ask a super simple question at first, like, have you started decorating for Christmas, right? That was an example. And then I do some comments. So I do some like, oh, I usually start decorating around then, or whatever date, blah, blah, blah. And then I end it with a question. So I have the opportunity for somebody to actually engage twice in my caption on Instagram, for example, a question that they don't even have to think about. Like, no, I have not started decorating for Christmas. Are you crazy? Or like, oh my gosh, yes, I can't get enough Christmas. And then, some interaction. And then another question, like, if you've already started decorating, what is something new that you've gotten this year that you love? Or, could you see this on your mantle? Or some other follow-up question, so that you have the opportunity to engage twice. Because you're going to have people who they literally read and they're gone. And so they might just answer yes or no. And then you have people who are going to be engaged longer and read the second question and engage further. With posting and engaging back with questions, I personally believe that at the time that you post, you should literally be at your phone waiting. And the second somebody comments or responds, you are responding back to them. And I want you to respond in 4 or more words. So even if somebody writes an emoji, 2 heart emojis, I want you to say, thank you so much, exclamation point, or oh my gosh, you're so sweet. 4 or more words, and responding back as quick as possible. Instagram, all social media, is all about the conversations. And the more that you're telling the algorithm, I'm here, I'm actually communicating, and we're having conversations back and forth, again, you're going to be pushed out to more people. An easy way to start doing that, building those conversations, is through commenting and interacting on other people's stories, because that immediately opens up a one-on-one conversation, and you can build those relationships deeper with your customers. So if people are interacting on your stories, make sure that you are engaging back with them, even if they just send you an emoji. So on your stories, they could do, a fire emoji or something. Even if all they do is write an emoji, respond back, thank you so much, or like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was so funny, or I know, isn't it so hot outside today? Because that's telling the algorithm that you are building relationships and you are having conversations. So that is super important in the algorithm. Sorry, I know I'm talking way too fast. I'm trying to just get it in. You guys can watch the replay, because I know that we have a limited amount of time and I don't want to waste your guys' evening. So stories, reels, posts. The reason why I want to do TikTok last is because whatever you're creating on reels for Instagram, you then also can use on TikTok. Now, do not post this thing do not post your reel on TikTok, and do not post your TikTok on Instagram. Same exact thing Damon said. Instagram is owned by Facebook, which is your jealous partner. TikTok's the same way. The whole point of any social media platform ever is to get you to stay on that one platform as long as humanly possible. If you are showing Instagram, hey, I'm over here on TikTok making all this cool stuff, Instagram is like, wow, you're rude. And then they don't want to show it to people. And I actually have tested this out myself personally, of posting a reel I made on Instagram and a TikTok that I made on Instagram, and the reach, I posted them like within an hour of each other, and the reach is, I mean, completely different. So that is a very important thing. A lot of people think, oh, I can just make this once and share other places. So the work around that I have for you guys is record your videos. Sorry, I went to go grab my phone to show you guys, but just record your videos on your camera of your phone, and then make the reel on Instagram, and then take that same video that's on your phone camera and upload it and make it on TikTok. So you're creating the content once, you're creating the video once, but then you're actually putting it into each platform separately. That's where you're adding your text. That's where you're adding your stickers, your GIFs, all of that sort of stuff. On any social media, any extras that they give you, it's because they want you to use them. So in your Instagram stories, for example, use the poll. The poll is a phenomenal feature to be able to actually ask your customers and your followers a question and get a response. The people who are engaging on those polls are usually the people who are most interested in your business because they're taking the time to answer. So for Instagram stories, use the stickers, use the GIFs, use the polls, use the questions, use the slider. You don't have to use them all at the same time, but make sure that you're using them, because again, you're stroking Instagram's ego of like, yeah, I'm using all the stuff you're giving me. I'm really nice. Show me to more people, right? That's what you're doing. And same thing with TikTok. So using the trending music on both platforms. I know that some people don't have music on Instagram, and unfortunately there's no way around that. They're just rolling it out to different people at different times. Some people have success in switching to a creator mode on Instagram, but there's really no way to for sure get music. I want to talk about analytics for both really quick. They both have the ability to have analytics. On TikTok, you switch to a pro account, and all of this information is in the free resources of exactly what to click to do that and all that stuff. On an Instagram, you can be a business account or a creator account. That's how you get access to analytics. Analytics are so important for your business on social media because it will literally tell you exactly what time of day you should post. Exactly what time of day. Which when I look at my analytics, I literally go up by like 2,000 if I post at 7 p.m. versus 9 a.m. My people are on at 7 p.m. and the rest of the day, they're like not really on. And they shoot up at 6, 7, 8, and then they drop back off. So if I'm over here posting every day or posting every other day, and I'm posting at 9 a.m., I'm just hurting myself. So make sure that you look at your analytics for TikTok and Instagram to see what time of day you should be posting, because that's super, super helpful. For TikTok, I know people are super excited about the opportunity to go viral, and it is a huge opportunity. I want to talk really quick about TikTok's algorithm and how it works. How their algorithm works is when you post a video, they will show it to a small group of people that they think will like it. And if those people interact, then they'll show it to a larger group of people. If those people interact, then they'll show it to a larger group of people. And that's how somebody, you know, with 100 followers, 2,000 followers can have something seen 30,000 times, 60,000 times, 70,000 times. The ability to do that is by picking a niche and focusing on it for TikTok, right? Like, because when you deviate from that, then TikTok is going to show the video you just posted to the same similar group of people who have same interest. And if it's all of a sudden something different, those people aren't going to engage, which means your opportunity to grow quickly and fast gets snuffed. And I actually have recently tried this out for myself by deviating from my niche and posting something about kids. And it has affected my reach for the following, I think I'm on my 4th video, and my reach is still affected. So choose your niche, choose what you're going to post about on TikTok, and do that. Don't go all over the place. Don't deviate. And if you go look at large people on TikTok who have multiple, like all of their videos are high numbers, you'll see that they're doing the same thing over and over again, a little bit different. Maybe they answer questions every time and it's, you know, a different song in the background or something like that. But they are not, you know, it's not the same as Instagram or Facebook where you're showing them, hey, I do all of like, this is a place to hang out for, you know, dogs and cooking and wreaths and that. Instead, it's like, no, I just want to see what you do here because that's how the TikTok algorithm works. Let me check one other fact I wanted to say about Instagram is that 60% of people, recently there was a study that 60% of people found new stuff that they recently bought off of Instagram. So a lot of people think, oh, Instagram is just for, you know, photos or whatever, but it's not. It's, you know, a shopping platform. I find a lot of stuff on Instagram that I want to buy. And TikTok, I think, will be the same way in the future, but right now it's not. TikTok is more engagement and entertainment or education. So, you know, you don't have to do dancing, you don't have to do that, but do use the trending music, do use the trending sounds. So even if I'm doing something that is me talking to the camera, I will put one of the top songs behind me and lower the volume down. So that way Instagram still sees that I'm using the trending music. I know.
Yeah, so Marissa, on that point, like, y'all, Walmart purchased TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that's not going to be an e-commerce platform, like Walmart has a plan.
Agreed.
Y'all, I buy stuff off Amazon all the time on TikTok. There's always one person gets me like, stuff you didn't know you needed off Amazon.
Yep.
Deliver it.
Yep. And that's what all their videos are, because
Yep.
they have found that that's what works and they go for it. So I love TikTok, but I don't want people thinking, oh, TikTok's going to change my business. TikTok's going to save my life, because that's not how any social media works. You do have, because of how their algorithm is currently working, the organic reach you have can be drastically higher than other platforms, but it also could just be one video. So that's why I said in my opinion, choose Facebook, Instagram first, choose one of those, do that. And then once you have that rocking and rolling, then add in other social media platforms.
Yeah, so in case you guys missed yesterday, we highly recommend that you go with one place to sell your product. So we all recommend Etsy. Then go with a search platform. Y'all, Pinterest is not social media. Pinterest is a search platform. So we recommend an Etsy store, a Pinterest account, and then one social media account that you love. Y'all, if you hate Instagram, you're never going to do well on Instagram. I hate Instagram. I will never do well on Instagram. I don't think I've ever made a sell off Instagram. I have 100,000 followers, but I don't get on there and work it. I love Facebook, right? I like to scroll on TikTok, but I don't like to make TikToks. So go all in on one platform until you can't do it anymore, and that it's so maxed out that it's doing all your business. Then focus on the next one. But if you're trying to do TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and you don't understand how any of them work and you don't like any of them, it's gonna show.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple things to add.
Yeah.
Well, 3 things specifically. First thing, Damon, can you explain the blue fingernail thing? Because I think it's really important.
Yeah. So y'all, in the month of October, there is a project called the Polished Nail, or the Polished Man. And basically it's an attempt to bring awareness that 1 out of every 5 children are abused in the world. So it's just a conversation starter. I highly believe that if you have a platform, you have a voice, and you have the ability to be heard. So if I can go live on Facebook where 90% of the video is showing my hands doing work, and we can reach 5 million people in October, and 5 million people can ask me why I have a blue fingernail, and it leads to a conversation about what it represents, what it means, and how we can stop it, I'm gonna rock this blue fingernail until it falls off, right? What else?
Thanks, Steve. The second thing, y'all, I think everyone here will agree that there's a right way to do something on social media, and then there's a less right way to do something on social media. For the most part, there's not a wrong way to do anything on social media. So if you get nothing out of tonight, get this one thing. It takes maybe 10 seconds to create content, okay? Give me 10 seconds, maybe 15, 20. I have this wild wreath, okay? I have my phone. I'm going to turn the camera on. I'm gonna make it point to me. What's up, you guys? It's Parker here with Deco Exchange, and we've got this awesome new wreath available on our Etsy shop. Y'all, I grew up with peacocks. They make the wildest noise. Have you guys ever heard the sound of a peacock like howling or screeching or whatever it does? Have y'all lived around any, or have y'all ever grown up around farm animals? Let me know, y'all. How long was that?
Fantastic.
That's all content is, you guys. It doesn't have to be 3-hour-long live videos. It doesn't have to be really anything. I showed off my product. I shared a little bit about myself, and I engaged with our audience. That's it. I could post that on every single social media we talked about. I can do a video on Pinterest. I can do it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, my blog, everywhere. If you do nothing else, create content that shows off your product. The last thing was if you could pull up the text message number for anyone that missed it yesterday.
Yeah, I have it.
Y'all, we do have resources available that go into even more depth and have even more step-by-step guidance, specifically around Etsy, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. I don't know what else. But y'all, text the phone number 504-553-3451 and text the word resources, you guys. It's going to respond back with a link. You click the link, you input your email, it will send you an email with all of that information. You guys, y'all, please come back tomorrow because we're doing nothing but a Q&A for the whole hour. We're going to answer all of the questions around social media, Etsy, selling online, anything that you guys wanted. We'll try our best to answer it. Special shout out to all of our coaches, Kali with Kali's, Christine with the Virtual Collab Hub, Marissa with Sayers & Co., Damon with Deco Exchange, myself, I guess, with Deco Exchange. Special shout out to Michaels. Special shout out to you guys for being here. And also thank you to Tyler for being our little MCVA person. Do you have anything else y'all want to add? I know I kind of like wrapped that up, but it's 8.
So a lot of people are saying that they texted the phone number, but they didn't get the feedback. Y'all, some of you spelled resources wrong, or you added extra words, or you did like spaces in there. Just literally text the word resources to that phone number. Sorry, go ahead, Marissa.
I was just going to say, to bounce off Parker, everything can be turned into content, no matter how silly you might think it is. So get into the mindset of anything that you may see, just record it on your phone. Just record it. That doesn't mean you have to use it. It doesn't mean you have to turn it into anything later. If you're making something, or you see something funny outside, or literally anything, the clouds look like a certain shape, just pull out your phone and record it. And you can always turn it into something later. But if you don't record it, then you don't have the opportunity to, at a later time, turn that into content.
All right, you guys. I hope y'all come back tomorrow. Make sure y'all sign up. Tyler, can you confirm there should be a replay from yesterday, today, and tomorrow? If you don't know, that's fine. I think Michaels usually hosts the replay on their blog or on their YouTube. If you guys registered, it usually emails you. I don't have too much information. I know Marissa just posted the link to day 3 in the chat.
Yeah, if you go to michaels.com/classes, it will show you all of the more recent videos. It does take about 24 hours for a video to get posted on there. It'll also live on their YouTube page, and you can find the next classes on that landing page as well. So michaels.com/classes.
All right. Thank you, Tyler. So you guys heard it here, michaels.com/classes. I know a lot of you guys were asking for the replay, so that's where it'll be. So you guys, that is it for tonight. Y'all come back tomorrow. We're going to have a whole lot of fun answering questions. And thank y'all for coming tonight, y'all. Bye, you guys.